Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's Monday, that means it's time for a Movie Monday, and today me and Brooks are going to be talking about Christopher Robin. That's right everybody, welcome to Movie Monday here at Pop Culture Philosophers. Today we're going to be talking about Christopher Robin, brand new film from Disney. Director Mark Forster, starring Ewan McGregor, Hayley Atwell, Jim Cummings doing the voice of Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. By the way, he will be at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo in March of 2019, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, the voice of Pooh and Tigger in this film. So this movie, to me, is kind of like... and first of all, I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. This is... Brooks. You know who we are if you watch Movie Monday. If not, please do subscribe and continue to do so. But this movie is kind of like, in my opinion, it's a little bit... And spoiler warning, by the way, we're going to be talking about this movie. I really liked it, first of all. I thought it was really, really cool. It's kind of like Hook. It's the exact same plot as Hook, is it not, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, the idea that Christopher Robin now has kind of forgotten about his childhood friends. He's gone on. He's got a wife. He's got a kid. He's got an important job. But they're
still there. You know, they're still there. Just like in Hook, Neverland was still there.
Yes.
Even though it's kind of like, you know, it still goes on without him.
Winnie the Pooh and Piglet keep coming back to the tree trying to see if he's going to come back, but he doesn't. He becomes wrapped up in this mundane life that he just can't stand, really. He stops spending time with his daughter and with his wife. And so that typical story, now he has to rediscover his childhood, right? And I just thought this movie was great. I was really expecting it to be very sentimental, right? And I even said I wanted this movie. In a good way, I think. Yeah, and I want this movie to make me cry, and in a good way. And it didn't make me cry or nothing, but it definitely was a very touching film, especially if you grew up loving the stories of Winnie the Pooh and things like that, like I did, like Brooks did, I believe. So, Brooks, what do you think about this movie? Your overall thoughts?
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding. I like this movie a whole lot. Like, from what I've seen in the trailers, I expected it to be, you know, good, but I think it surpassed my expectations. Really, it really was. It was a bit better than I thought it was going to be.
It was a very warm, touching. The one thing I can say is that there isn't really a villain. Like, the Heffalumps aren't real.
Yeah.
But it stays true to the... That's part of the reason why it stays so true to the story.
Like, in these characters' minds, that's a real thing. But
yes,
like,
and Christopher Robin in those old stories always helped them out through that kind of stuff, using the imagination. And that's what the book is... I mean, that's what the movie is about. And about recapturing that childlike imagination as an adult. And still realizing that one of the most powerful moments to me in the film, out of many, I really think, is when Atwell is telling McGregor, like... This is your life happening right now in front of you. Hey, like, this is what you're missing out, because he can't go away for the weekend with his family because he's got to stay at work and see how he can save people's jobs and not getting, you know, cut costs and all this kind of stuff. And Mycroft Holmes is in the movie, the guy that plays Mycroft over at Sherlock. He was a great little... He's basically the villain of the piece, but the true villain of the piece, to me, is adult Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
And there's even the moment in the film where he really starts shifting. He even falls into a pit of despair.
He falls into it. You know, he's like, I'm not the Heffalump, I'm Christopher Robin.
And then he goes, but I am the Heffalump, which turned out to be me. Then, of course, the rain shower comes, and he has like a baptism, you know, into his childhood. And from that moment on, he's having fun. He's got that spirit back. I loved it. I thought the voice cast was absolutely amazing. I thought Ewan McGregor, Hayley Atwell, Mycroft Holmes, because we don't know his actual name for some reason.
We should by now.
We should by now, but I just thought that everybody had an amazing performance. I love this film. This is a family film. This is something that kids will enjoy, but it's something that adults are really going to enjoy. And if you ever had any kind of inclination when you were a child of Winnie the Pooh, having like stuffed animals or loving the shows and things like that, like we were talking about, that's why we did this movie. Most people are like, why are you guys going to review Christopher Robin? That's like, you guys are usually on those big action, like, blockbuster superhero movies and stuff. And we're like, yeah, but Winnie the Pooh, man. What do you think about the cast?
Great cast, yeah. And like all the voices, you know, it wasn't jarring. You know, it didn't seem like, you know...
Pooh sounds like Pooh, Tigger sounds like Tigger.
Piglet sounds different, but yeah, you know, I thought it was still good.
Yeah, and the characters look really cool. Like Pooh, Piglet, the kangaroos. The Roo's one of them, right?
Yeah. Kanga and Roo.
Yeah, that's right. That's that
Kanga's the mother and Roo's.
Okay, yeah. Tigger and Eeyore, they all look like live stuffed animals. Rabbit and Owl look like real animals, which we thought was a little weird. And then Brooks pointed out, like in the original artwork, it kind of is drawn that way.
It's always kind of like a debate too, like because Rabbit does live in a rabbit hole and Owl lives in a tree. It's like
they're the real animals.
It seem like they're like real animals actually.
That talk and all that kind of jazz.
Odd that he'd be just playing with wild animals, but I guess.
Yeah, but it's not just a Winnie the Pooh movie. It does have everybody in there, and they all do exactly what you expect them to do. Tigger is Tigger. Eeyore is Eeyore. Eeyore is so funny. Winnie the Pooh is so funny, but a lot of it is...
I like Pooh. Pooh is like a little furry Buddha almost.
Yes, he actually is
like,
a little
he's just
bit.
Like, he seems so wise even though he's kind of this like, he doesn't realize it,
Yeah. Dude, and I love the little Poohisms and the Christopher Robinisms and all that stuff. But the movie is true to the actual story of Christopher Robin, and it's the story about a man reclaiming childhood and just his imagination and his willingness to actually to do nothing.
Yeah.
And to do nothing always leads to the best something. Like, I don't know, I loved it so much. I love the voice actings. I love the CG. The CG looked great.
Yeah, I thought they all looked really
It's adorable, too. One of my favorite moments in the movie is when Winnie the Pooh goes to London for the first time after Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin's trying to rush him back.
He just kind of stumbles into it. It's like,
yeah, man.
It's like he just walks, walk through the tree, and then he just ends up.
It's so funny.
London.
It is so funny. You'll sit there, you'll just be laughing at the idiocy of Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin's frustration with it and all this stuff. And then they hit you home when, like, Christopher Robin in this story, he has to decide if there's going to be people at his company that are going to lose their jobs, right? And he's like, if something's not important anymore, we got to let it go. And then at one point, Winnie the Pooh looks at him and goes, Pooh's like, so did you let me go, Christopher Robin? And we're like, dude, it like really spread a wide range of emotion. And even the beginning of the film where they show briefly, throughout the credits mostly, Christopher Robin's life after he left the 100-Acre Wood, like that was done so elegantly.
Yeah.
The colors, everything, it's not a colorful film, but the way that it's kind of muted colors and it feels classic and it's wide and expansive, the cinematography, the directing, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful film, I think, as well.
Well, I think if they'd used brighter colors, it may have made like the characters more jarring. And it
would have betrayed the original look and aesthetic of the original stories, man. Yeah. I think. I think it really kind of captured the tone. Yeah. And did it in a way like
Pooh's little black eyes, man. It's like he just stare into your soul.
Oh man, one of the best parts too is like,
and that's how I remember I had a Pooh doll that basically has eyes like that.
Yeah, they look real and they looks cool, and like I love the moments because when Pooh and his friends are like in the real world, they say hey to people and things like that, and like at the end when Mycroft's like that donkey was staring
and the
at
police officer, the cabbie.
Oh my goodness, we didn't see anything. You saw it? That's the same look. It's so funny. Like I think maybe it does have some slight pacing issues. It gets a little slow in some points.
Yeah, well,
gets a little sped up in other points.
Yeah,
it's a little uneven
meant to be
there.
A slow movie,
but it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's a very
really
chill, laid back kind of movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a very It has a climatic third act, but it doesn't really. It's not typically what we're going to be used to. Like it's not Peter Pan fighting Captain Hook at the end of it. But it is really, really satisfying, and it's a great family film. I think it's very appropriate for the whole family. I think kids are going to love it. I think most adults are going to love it. I think people kind of still in that in-between kid and adult phase, like, maybe us. I think we loved it. I thought it was a really, really good film. Great performances, great CG, great directing. Mark Forster, Disney's did a good job with this one, man. I really, really did like it.
I really liked this one.
I liked it a lot. So that's what we thought about it. Now we're going to get to the rating system. We do ya digs here. So out of 5 possible ya digs, Brooks, what do you give Christopher Robin?
I'd give it 4.5.
4.5. That's a very strong score, man. Why 4.5?
I really liked it a lot, and it did surprise me in some ways how good it was. So, yeah, I'd say it's like... It's close to being, a 5, but it's not quite there.
Okay. I'm going to go with 4. 4 ya digs. I think it's a very solid film. I think it's very fun, very enjoyable for the whole family. Basically what we've been talking about throughout this entire video. It's just a great film. It's really fun. It's not going to change your life, but it has the potential to. And I really like the message that it sends, not just for children, but for adults and for parents and things like that. So I think it's a very strong film. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to watching it again. Pooh is adorable. It's cute as hell. I just love it so much. So it seems like we're telling you guys, if you're on the fence about this Christopher Robin film, we're saying get over that fence and go on. Go on.
Go ahead and watch it.
That's right. Anyway, be sure to let us know what you think about Christopher Robin in the comments down below. Thank you for checking out the video. Be sure to join us next Monday, where it's always Movie Monday here on Pop Culture Philosophers. We're going back to our DC animated films rewatch, and we're going to do Justice League New Frontier. Very excited about that one, based on the immortal classic by Darwin Cook. Super excited to talk about that one with Brooks and Jelani. He'll be back next week as well. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and check us out at popculturephilosophers.com, where you can find our podcast and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. This is Brooks. And we are the Pop Culture Philosophers. Thank you guys for watching, and you dig?